everyone, so my name is Juli Zapata and this is my first video on this channel. Technically, I have another video up which is very old and very cringy and I would suggest not watching it, but that's all about my story with scoliosis. I wanted to restart this channel and make new videos. I'm not sure what I'm going to post. I think it's going to be like vlogs and just like anything basically that I want to record. I'm gonna make videos of, and today I will be talking about my Accutane experience and why I went off the treatment earlier than what I was supposed to be. Earlier than what I was supposed, I don't know how to word that. I basically went off of Accutane earlier than I was supposed to. Yeah, okay. So I know this video is probably going to be very long because I do have a lot to say. So I will put the timestamps down below in the description just in case you're looking for something specific. I know when I had acne and when I decided to go on Accutane, I was looking into the idea of Accutane. I was looking at a lot of videos and I know a lot of videos can be very repetitive. So I'm going to try and keep that to a minimum while still being as informative as I can, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start off with my acne experience and my acne story. Basically, I started breaking out the summer before my freshman year in high school. I'm now a freshman. I'm going into my sophomore year in college now. So this was back probably like 5 years ago. So I started breaking out before my freshman year in high school, but it was very small breakouts, nothing serious. It was just me going through puberty. Basically, I hit puberty pretty late compared to my friends, so that's when I was breaking out. I just basically had a whole bunch of little pimples on my forehead, but it wasn't very serious. I was still pretty insecure about it, but it wasn't like cystic acne or anything like that. I started seeing the dermatologist and I got prescribed with, oh my god, I should have looked up the names of these things. Why didn't I do that? So I got prescribed with benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid, which worked very well for the acne that I had at the time. I used to use that every night, I believe, and that cleared up my acne pretty well. I had clear skin all the way up until the summer going into my senior year. I started breaking out pretty bad around my chin area. I was never super concerned about it because I always thought I had bad skin. So I think when you start breaking out pretty slowly and you don't notice until you look at pictures. And I remember at this time, it was when Nikki DeMar posted her acne video and she took pictures of her acne like every single night. So I started doing that just so I could see how bad my acne was getting and when I should go see a dermatologist. Now, I recommend that as soon as you start seeing acne and it's not normal, it's not like what happens on a monthly basis and it starts to flare up, I would definitely go see a dermatologist just to stop it right when you get it and you don't have to deal with any scarring or anything like that. So I started taking pictures of my skin, and as I kept taking pictures, it wasn't getting better, it was getting worse. So I went to my dermatologist and I got prescribed with antibiotics and epidural. This was around November, Thanksgiving, because I remember one of my friends came over from New York and I was so insecure and I just remember like it being the worst feeling. So yeah, I got prescribed with antibiotics and epidural and that worked pretty well. And then fast forward April of 2017, my skin was still pretty clear. I ran out of my antibiotics and of my epidural and I stopped taking it. Obviously, I didn't go back to the dermatologist for more because I thought my skin was clear, so I didn't really need to take anything that I didn't need. Thank God my skin stayed clear up until like literally after graduation. So I had clear skin for prom and graduation. I'm so grateful for that. And after I graduated, I went to Italy. I took a trip to Italy with my sister and I was eating very unhealthy, and also the flight was very long. So after I landed, my skin started breaking out. I also went to Paris and to Barcelona, so I was just taking flights everywhere, and I know that could take a toll on your skin. So I'm pretty sure that's what triggered my acne to come back. Literally, I remember when I was in Paris, I started breaking out, and for me it was never a big deal because I've always liked makeup and I've always used makeup and I've always known how to use makeup, so I would always cover my acne and it always worked very well. And I was just never super insecure about it. I started to kind of notice that it was getting really bad after I came back from Italy. That summer I gained weight, so I'm pretty sure I was eating very unhealthy, and I know that could definitely be a factor for acne. You don't have to, there's not only one reason why you get acne, many things can trigger it. So I was eating unhealthy, I wasn't exercising, I probably wasn't drinking a lot of water, plus I had hormonal acne, so it was just like all super bad, and I had all these factors as to why I was having acne, and my acne started to flare up a lot. So going into my freshman year of college, my acne was pretty bad and I was pretty insecure, and after that it just got worse and worse and worse and worse, all up until December of 2017. And what's worse is that I was going to Colombia in December. I hadn't gone in 2 years, so 2 years is a long time, and I feel like you grow and you change a lot in 2 years. And I moved here when I was 7 years old, so I was really scared. I mean, I had gone to Colombia 2 years before this, so in 2015 I went to Colombia, but you know, still it's kind of even worse than just going on vacation. Like, I was going to Colombia to see my family and to see my friends. I have a ton of friends in Colombia, and I was just so terrified as to what they were going to think about me. So I was going to Colombia, and I just knew that I had to get on this drug as soon as possible. So I booked an appointment with my dermatologist about a month prior to the date that I was going to Colombia. As soon as I went in, I told her, you know, my skin looks horrible, I need Accutane, can I go on Accutane? Something that I thought was a little weird about my dermatologist was that she was very for Accutane. She wasn't, you know, she wasn't trying to like try anything else. I mean, I did tell her that I had tried like all these other prescription drugs and stuff that I had been prescribed before, and none of that like worked. And I mean, they did work, but I had like this horrible acne and I knew I needed Accutane. But yeah, she was very pro Accutane. She started listing all the side effects, but she basically told me that I wouldn't suffer from any of them. She was like, muscle joints, I don't expect you to have that. What else? Like dry, you'll probably get like dry skin, but it probably won't be that bad. Like everything, that all the side effects, she was kind of just like knocking them off, saying that none of her patients had ever had it. One of the side effects for Accutane is depression and mood swings, and just it fucks around with your mental health. So my mom was very concerned about that because she thinks that I'm crazy, and she thinks that, you know, that would happen to me. I had never suffered from depression or anxiety or any mental health issues up until this point, so I wasn't worried for that at all, because in most of the videos and articles that I saw, it said that it could trigger your depression, but if you had never experienced it before, you probably won't experience it while on Accutane. So she said, you know, yeah, it's a go, you're healthy, you can go on Accutane. I wanted to go on Accutane before going to Colombia, but it was just not the smartest idea. First of all, I wasn't going to be able to go on it anyways, because before you go on Accutane, you have to take a pregnancy test, because it's very dangerous for a woman to get pregnant on Accutane. It's not allowed, you can't do it. You have to be very careful while on Accutane. They actually tell you you have to sign a paper saying that you're going to be abstinent, or you're going to have to go on 2 methods of birth control. And again, before you go on Accutane, you have to take a pregnancy test. After that, you have to wait 30 days, I believe. Then you have to go see your doctor again, just to make sure that everything is healthy and you're ready to go on Accutane. Then you have to take another pregnancy test, and then you can get the drugs in your pharmacy and you can start taking them. So that was just not enough time for me to do all of that before going on my trips, so I couldn't go on Accutane while I was in Colombia. But I did go on birth control. I was in Colombia for 3 weeks. I was taking my birth control and I was in Colombia. It was very sunny out, and even though the sun is not good for your skin, it could actually help your acne. I wouldn't recommend laying out in the sun or any of that, but I was just like, it was hot and we went to the beach and I was just around the sun. By the time that I came back from Colombia, my acne was significantly better than what it was before going. But I still went on Accutane because it was still pretty bad. So February was the first month that I was taking the medication. I was also going to school and it was also very cold. But since it was my first month, I didn't really experience any side effects. The side effects started the second month. So in the second month, which was in March, I started to get dry skin and dry lips. My skin wasn't super dry. It wasn't like peeling or breaking or anything like that. My lips was the only thing that was like really dry, and I couldn't stop it with chapstick. It was just super bad. They were peeling and it was so gross. I didn't see a lot of changes with my skin probably until like the third month. Like the third and fourth month was when my skin just really started clearing up. I still have a lot of dark spots, and I do have some texture on my cheeks because this area was just like where it was the worst. Now this is also when my depression started to kick in. Now ever since I got back from Colombia, I was very sad and very like emotional and all that. I think if you're an immigrant and you left your country and you left your friends and your family and all of that, every time you go and visit, when you come back, it's very hard and very emotional, and you probably do get like post vacation depression. So I honestly thought that's what it was. I thought that I was just sad because I left Colombia. I never thought that I was depressed because of Accutane. So that's why I also believe that Accutane was the reason for my depression. I think I was never worried about it. I was never thinking about it. I think a lot of times if you think a lot about something and you're worried about something, it becomes a reality, and you kind of like psych your mind into thinking that you're going through it just because of how much fear you have towards whatever it is that you're thinking about. I started to feel very depressed and I started to have anxiety. I remember like going on social media in the morning and just feeling like I wasn't worthy, comparing my life to other people's lives. I remember talking to my friends about this, and it's just hard to tell your friends. It's hard to tell anyone because you think that no one knows what you're going through. That's when it kind of like hit me that maybe the drugs is what was causing my depression. But at the same time, my skin looked so good that I was thinking, like maybe this is worth it. And I don't know. So around all of this that was going on with me, I was also, trying to finish my freshman year of college. That's very hard as it is. Finals and all of that can be very stressful. So I was just really stressed out with school as well. And I remember like one day I missed my appointment, like my dermatologist appointment, because I had a final or I had a class or something like that, which meant that I couldn't get my new prescription. You basically get 30 days worth of medicine every month every time you see your dermatologist. Like the first 2 weeks that I didn't take my medication, it was because I didn't have it with me, and after that I just kind of forgot about it. You have to take a pill morning and night, so sometimes it can be hard to remember, and I just kind of stopped taking it. And eventually when it was time for my next appointment, I decided that I didn't want to go back on it. A few weeks had passed, probably like 6 weeks had passed, and I realized that I started to feel better. I didn't feel the anxiety anymore, and I didn't feel the depression anymore. I felt a lot different than what I felt while I was taking the medicine, and my skin looked pretty well. I still had probably like 2 more months of the treatment to go, but I decided that I just didn't want to go back on it. I don't know if I regret going on Accutane because my skin definitely got a lot better and I get so many compliments on it now, but it was just so hard to be on it. It was so hard to wake up every day feeling how I was feeling. I didn't want to go out, and I remember telling my friends also that I felt like I had to have company at all times. I remember just being like, hey, can I come over and just chill? Like literally, if I was just sitting there next to someone and just knowing that they're there, I felt better. I don't know, I remember telling one of my best friends and she's like, what the fuck, that's like weird. And I'm someone that I enjoy my own company a lot. I love just hanging out in my room and watching Netflix and just being on my phone or watching YouTube videos and all of that, and I couldn't do that anymore. I always felt like the need to be out and to be doing something, because if not, I was like wasting my time and I wasn't doing something productive. But if I wanted to do something productive, I was like too lazy to do it. So it was just like this really weird thing that I was going through. And yeah, I don't know if that was worth it. I honestly don't know. To anyone thinking about going on Accutane, definitely think about it a lot and look at other options. I feel like I rushed into it because I was going to Colombia. That was like the main reason why I did it, because I was scared of what people were gonna think about me. And honestly, the truth is that when I went to Colombia, no one gave a fuck about my skin. If people love you and people care about you, they won't care about your skin. They won't look at you in disgust. I remember like no one ever looked at my skin. No one ever stared at it. I put myself through so much trouble just because I was worried about what people thought about me and what people were gonna say. And alright, so that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and even if it only helped one person, I will honestly be happy with that. I know what it's like to have acne, to have cystic acne, to just feel insecure. My little sister is way better at this than I am, so let me call her.
Hey guys, we're gonna
wait. Okay.
I need to help my sister do her intro because she's really outro because she doesn't know how to do it. Subscribe to the channel. Do a like to the video and ring the bell to know when we have new videos. And she sucks at doing her intro. Bye.
Thanks.